favourites as they'd beaten the Blues from the past 2 years on their home ground, while earlier in the year at Carlton they won by 30 points when Simon Beasley finished up with 9 goals. Today, the Bulldogs had regained the services of Doug Hawkins and Andrew Purser, although Wayne Blackwell came back into the Blues lineup. They were forced to replace Wayne Harms and their skipper, Wayne Johnston. Our replay tonight begins at the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter. Commentators are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton. It's Footscray leading by 6 points.
Here's Beasley and Madden. Oh, Madden wins it nicely down to Curly Austin, who drifts it back, but straight into the arms of Alan Daniels.
A good quarter, Sandy.
5 kicks to Daniels, who has taken considerable time to settle into this Victorian pattern. Goes long as he centres it almost into the square. Beasley got up high but had the ball fisted away. Rode comes to meet it. Alvin does the shepherding. Out towards centre wing. Robertson uses the body and it's a 2-on-1 duel and he's given away the free kick. Probably had no alternative but to try and hold up play, but Brad Hardy can run into goal here. He steadies, gets underneath the drop punt, gives it too much height. Beasley is there, Madden also, and it is the latter who takes them. No, call play on. So the pressure is on the Carlton defence. Sheldon gets it out wide towards Meldrum. Meldrum sets another one up towards Silvani. The boy's got to be quick. He is. He tumbles the punt towards Blackwell, who gets a bad bounce. Retrieves it well. Spiro across to Fraser. Push it along in front. Looked for the free kick. Didn't get it. So Corcomelis goes in again for McClure. He puts his body over the top. Didn't try and pick the football up. And Footscray through Brian Cordy are able to drift it into Beasley, who takes the mark.
Well, a bit of luck going Footscray's way. McClure should have been paid the free kick. And Footscray getting away with it after that. And now we find Beasley with a chance of bringing up Footscray's second goal. Simon Beasley.
Was it last week, Robert? We saw him goalless, or the week before?
Last week it was, Sandy.
Yes.
So he'd be out to make amends this week.
Oh, my word, he would. Well held last week.
Directly in front, only 35 metres out. There's much goalless this week, Sandy, because there's his first. 1 goal to Simon Beasley, 2 straight goals to Footscray. It's 12 points to 0.
Having played almost 13.5 minutes in his first term here at the Western Oval. Of course, the draw last week between North and Hawthorn really threw the ladder into a real mess, and now both sides here today must capitalise with a win. Well, that's impossible. So it's going to be a do-or-die struggle. 12 plays 0, favouring the home side. The Dogs kicking with the breeze. Corcomelis, Rowe. Almost had his head ripped off. Who's out at the bottom? Jimmy Edmond.
That shouldn't have been allowed to go.
Well, it is. Up towards Beasley, and he's got it.
Play had stopped.
Well, let's take it back, Robert. You say it should not have been allowed to go on.
Well, it's okay to allow the advantage rule, Sandy, but when play has stopped, then you shouldn't allow it to go on. When the opposition stops hearing the whistle, then it should not be allowed.
So Beasley, with his second opportunity in almost as many minutes, stammering approach with the drop punt. Oh, and he's goaled again. And 3 goals clear. The Bulldogs here at the Western Oval. Carlton still to get on the board on 7's big lead.
Rod Austin saying he was pushed in the back on that occasion. He's giving away a fair amount of height to Simon Beasley, and so if they're going to get long kicks like that, then Beasley will always have an advantage. Centre bounce. Justin Madden gets a tap that's taken by Royal, and Carlton, much to the delight of the Carlton supporters, get a free kick. Madden puts the ball forward, but Hardy all on his own. I just can't see the sense in this loose man. The breeze is not strong enough for mine. Reece Jones up high, but Kennedy wins out again. Kennedy with a long kick towards half forward. Groenewagen couldn't take the mark. Silvani tackled too high. Full play on by the umpire. The hand pass comes out. Aitken was held. Meldrum wins out. Comes out with the ball. The left foot kick from Meldrum towards centre wing. Malin, the favourite. Malin, a shocking kick. Didn't even come off the side of the boot, just a poor kick. So Montgomery, the player, was to take the free kick. Montgomery in the back pocket. More the half-back, Frankie playing in the back pocket. Almost a mark to Foster. Blackwell taps the ball forward. Pushed in the back is Foster. And so he will take the free kick for Footscray. Peter Foster towards centre-half forward. Beasley coming out again. Got into the back. Bamblett tackle, loses it. Gets it to Bahaja. Almost thrown out. And here's the throw. And Beasley could be in trouble there. Taking a bit, I think he's only groggy. Got one a little bit high. Poor kick going out. Aitken beaten to it by Hawkins. Aitken dives in again, gets the hand pass out to Rhodes. Is going to get a free kick. And now the ball goes forward. And Hardy once again the loose man as Simon Beasley in a bit of bother. Looks a bit groggy. A long kick from Hardy. Montgomery's there. A good mark. So Montgomery. Beasley now looks as though he's okay. Not seeing too well, I don't think, but it's with Alan Montgomery towards centre wing. Smothered off the boot. Royals kick. Silvani puts it long. Once again, Hardy on his own. I cannot understand David Parkin just allowing Aitken to be on his own when he's not doing much at all, and they're being cut to pieces by the spare man. So it's Royal. You can go too defensive in football, and Carlton for mine have gone too defensive. Brian Royal directly in front. Should make the distance. He's only 35 metres out. So Royal from directly in front. Kick from Brian Royal makes it 4 straight goals to Footscray. Carlton yet to score.
Number 7 to centre wing. Over the top it goes. No one at home but the good doctor. And Aitken picks it up now. Spears in a pass up towards Road on centre wing. Puts Corker-Mielis under a ton of pressure. Scooped out the back door and allowed to go on. It was Edmund who got the handball away. The high kick by Royal gathers little distance. Alvin comes to meet it as has an area. He does have backup support, however, through Dean. Dean puts it out wide to Glascott. Glascott puts it out in front, then recovers it, and then pedals back up towards McClure. And he's got it at the back. A good player, a great player. Sees a vacant square, so heads for home. How is the bounce going to go? Fraser Murphy came in at the last moment, dived upon it, but the ball beats him and out of bounds in Carlton's left forward pocket. Good crowd here today at the Western Oval in ideal football conditions. It's Kenny Hunter doing underneath the pack there. The Harger, Murphy caught, but I think he was over the line, and so another throw in the take place. Who'd you pick, Bob?
I picked Carlton, Sandy. Bit worried at the moment, though.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they can do in the second term. Holding on, throw against Carlton. Kenny Hunter can't believe it.
Why would Hunter be doing the rugby?
It's got me whacked. To the half-back line, Alvin, Malin, McPherson and Glasgow all see it over the line. Throw in again. Purser very quickly to try and get front spot. Recovers beautifully for a big man. He does delight in this. Tumbles it over. But Madden is there, his immediate opposition. Can't take the mark. Glasgow lends good support. They try and attack from that defensive side of centre wing. Gets it across to McClure. The kicking is not picturesque, to say the least. Hunter can't take the mark. And once again, Footscray arrived to drift the ball back towards Groenewagen, only this time it goes out of bounds on the full. And will it be Madden or Glasgow? No, it'll be Madden who'll take it. Justin. Into that left forward pocket. Again, a shocking direction because it goes straight to Andrew Purser. And there's confidence for you. Straight across the ground to Brad Hardy. Puts out the long handball to Brian Cordy. Now, Brian could stop for lunch, ring the in-laws, and still have time to get his kick. That's what he does. The doctor's there, and Aitken takes it. Plays on straight away and gets caught. Robertson gets caught. Aitken again tried to get it out to Meldrum. He's under a ton of pressure by Footscray, really piling it on over the head of Blackwell. He's hardly had a sniff. Bahaja steadies with the left foot, swings it into the half-forward line. No mark is taken. Who's waiting down? No free kick to Peter Road, or will it be? Well, he's called it play on, down the ground. And Footscray once again will get out of trouble through Peter Foster.
Foster's kick. Footscray fans looking for a free kick up the field. Meldon coming through, took his eye off the ball and lost it completely. And so there'll be a bounce to take place. Bounce at half forward.
A few words said at quarter time, Robert.
Comes out to Meldon this time. No worries this time as he pushes it over the boundary line.
Just about into time on too, Bob, in the 23rd minute.
Well, still probably fairly even. I think it's a 4-goal breeze nonetheless, Sandy, but there's still time for Footscray to put a couple on the board. As Aitken's kick goes straight over the boundary line. And although Aitken's picked up a few kicks down there, I just can't believe that they would allow Brad Hardy to run around for a full quarter doing as he likes. Elvin takes a nice mark. Elvin's kick. Footscray, all Footscray again. Royal goes short, looking for Bahaja. Close to the boundary line, he just keeps it in play. Good play by Bahaja, he taps it forward. Groenewegen tried to give it on to Royal. Elvin comes out. Elvin with a hand pass. Dean got the hand pass out. Montgomery puts it on to Road. Road's short kick. Purser takes it. Purser towards centre half forward. Beasley completely clear. 2 goals already. Simon Beasley only 30 metres out, directly in front, should make it 3. Well, Carlton didn't need this one, Sandy.
Well, it's been a fairy tale start to the game compared to last week for Simon Beasley. Unfortunately, he had his father over last week, and Dad went home without a goal. Simon's making amends today, and he's put through another one. 3 on the board for the first turn for Simon Beasley, and the Dogs can do very, very little wrong. 5 straight to Carlton, who have 1 behind on the ball.
Carlton came a little bit closer at quarter time. The difference at the first change was 27 points, and the Bulldogs had increased that lead to 49 points at the start of the final quarter. That's where we pick up play now. Once again, we go back to the Western Oval, and their commentators Bob Skilton and Sandy Roberts.
10-9. We go into the final term here at the Western Oval, and the home side Footscray leading by a whopping 66 points to 17. And if Carlton aren't careful, they're going to rewrite the record books here as Footscray's Phil Malem sends the Dogs into attack once again. Sewell loses out to Austin on this occasion. Just gets a short kick away. Down towards Aitken, who's back on the ground. Rhys Jones, who was tried at full forward, is off. And the Blues go into attack, up towards their half-forward line. The long kick coming from Shane Robinson down towards that left half-forward flank, but the umpire will have a bounce in that region. Now, Carlton are coming home with the breeze. But, gee, they've scored 2 goals, 5. Their lowest score against Footscray was totalling 40 points. That was in 1951. Here goes Fraser getting the handball out towards Sheldon, up towards the half-forward line, looking for McClure. At the back is Cordy. Meldrum is there also. Cordy has backup support, however, and they will get out of trouble as McPherson levs it to Hardy. Hardy had a scintillating first half, back towards the half-back flank, where it is fisted defensively over the line by Alan Daniels, and a throw-in to take place. $49 points the margin. Are they good enough, Robert, to get back into it?
I don't think so, Sandy.
Here's Royal. Up towards centre wing. And Blackwell and Hawkins are almost having a dance together, really. Hardy comes in to lend support. Hawkins can't get it to him. And to the Carlton boys' credit, he bottles it up, and a bounce will take place. Doug just trying to explain a few things to Kevin Smith. Perhaps suggesting if we could possibly look at that on what's your decision on World of Sport tomorrow.
They're being thrown up. Purser wins the tap. Picked up by Wallace. His hand pass smothered. Fraser Murphy gets one in the back. So Kevin Smith must be another game.
There's another one. Dear old Doug, he can't stop laughing, can he? He loves it. Corcomelis out wide. Hurried kick by Shane Robertson. Oh, Tommy Alvin, an opportunity. Fires and goals. And Carlton record their third goal in the third minute of the final term. 3-5 plays 10-6 on Sevens big lead.
Well, Carlton have at least made some moves to do something about it. Hunter back at full forward, Meldon on the half-forward flank, Dean down onto the forward line, Alvin onto the ball, and the players to go to defence have been Rode, Aitken, Gagan. Centre bounce. Madden against Purser. Madden gets the tap. Alvin once again. Hook towards half-forward. Dean takes it. A nice blind turn. Kick off the side of the boot. It favours Brad Hardy of Footscray. He's first on the scene. Hand passes forward. Goes after it again. Gets a nice piece of shepherding. And the kick goes up towards the half-back flank.
Free kick to Alvin.
And Tommy Alvin will take the kick on the half-forward flank.
I wonder if he's going to do what he did last week, Bob, when he had a purple last quarter.
Hunter gathers it well. Tackle, gets the hand pass in. McClure's there for Carlton. He slips. The kick by McClure. Looks like a goal. Carlton. 2 goals in a couple of minutes. Hunter getting it across to McClure. And they were not 4 minutes into the final term. And Carlton have almost doubled their score. 2 straight goals, taking them from 2-5 to 4-5. And it's Footscray on 10-6.
We spoke earlier, Robert, of that famous Carlton burst, of which you tried to refresh my memory about, but could they come back?
I suggested you must have had a good memory, Sandy.
Here's the centre bounce. 29 plays 66, and don't worry, another one here and things will really warm up. Purser, Malin. The Dogs want to steady things down to Bamblett on the half-forward line in front of Gagan, and he's got pace and skill, Lally. Around the flank he runs. He centres the football intelligently to Groenewegen. And McPherson's dropping back into the square as if he has the plague. But I think Robert Groenewegen fears that he may be able to make this distance.
Excellent play by Bamblett, though, Sandy. That was beautiful football. He could have just blazed away, but he had a look around and saw Groenewegen streaming down the ground. And now he gives Groenewegen the chance to answer those 2 goals by Carlton. Groenewegen on and off the interchange the bench during the day, and he and Sewell have been some good moves made by Dickie Malthouse's Groenewegen's kick. He's hooked it, I'm afraid. No, it's 4 points. Goal umpire coming right across, but as he came across, he saw that it was a lovely kick into the breeze, and that's a good goal for Footscray to take them to 11-6-72. Carlton 4-5-29.
And Footscray going on to win the match by 47 points, as Scott Palmer told us earlier, their biggest winning margin over the Blues, and Carlton's lowest ever score against Footscray. The stats on the match this afternoon came out like this. Footscray on top in the kicks, the marks and the shots at goal, and Carlton had more frees, handball and hit-outs. In the goals this afternoon at the Western Oval, Beasley got 3 for Footscray and 2 each to Bamblett, Steve McPherson and Royal. And for Carlton, their goal kicker in the main was Ken Sheldon. Sheldon got 2 goals. A reporter at the Western Oval this afternoon was Peter Dodigan, and he spoke to Brad Hardy and Andrew Purser.
Brad, congratulations on the win. A very satisfying one for Footscray, and I'd imagine a satisfying one for you personally.
Yes, most certainly, Peter. I think it's the first time we've beaten Carlton twice in 1 year, and I think it was the highest winning score, which makes us very pleased, yes.
Now, your own form, particularly in the first half, you just seemed to have the run of the ground. There was no one tagging you at all.
Yeah, well, I think that was basically David Parkin's game plan, really. They were playing an extra man in defence when we were going with a win, and that left me alone, and it took them a quarter and a half to pick that up, I think, and then they did something about it with Corcomelis and Sheldon, but unfortunately I was able to go on with this main thing.
Brad, you came over here with big raps, and you've been subject to criticism over the last few weeks, but you have had a nagging groin injury, haven't you?
Yeah, that's correct. I've only been training one night a week, usually a Thursday, and I think most league footy players have realised that Thursdays aren't really hard. So I've been relying on a lot of gym work and a bit of boxing to keep my fitness up.
Footscray ruckman Andrew Purser returned after an enforced holiday and was delighted to be back in a winning side.
Yeah, it was an important one for us, Peter. first up after in the second round or second half of the season. It's very important to win a few games early and consolidate our position in the five.
Now, in the ruck, you would notice that Mickey Malthouse changing the Rovers on the interchange bench, and it certainly paid dividends.
Yeah, well, you know, it's always good to get fresh legs onto the ground, and I think Tony Bahaja and Royley really appreciate having a bit of a break and coming back on. And you know, I think it's difficult to come off the bench, but I think with all our players playing well up in the forward, Les Bamblett and Jimmy Edmund and company and Stephen McPherson, it's a bit hard to really slot everyone up there, and I think he's taken the alternative of putting him on the bench, and they're playing well.
Andrew Purser speaking to Peter Donegan at the Western Oval this afternoon. Let's check the league ladder now as it stands after 12 rounds. Essendon clear leaders on 40 points by 6 points to North Melbourne on 34. Footscray has 32, Hawthorn 30, Carlton on 24 points in the 5 from Geelong, and Collingwood also 24. 3 teams on 20, Fitzroy, Richmond and Melbourne, the Sydney Swans and St Kilda last at the moment.